Five reasons why Tinubu is not fit to become Nigeria's next president. Number one is economic hardship. Economic hardship that was triggered primarily, by the removal of the fuel subsidy in May 2023, when Tinubu just entered office, and also the floating of the naira in June 2023. And this has really caused massive inflation. Thereby lead to the increase, of prices of food and medicine. Critics argue that implementing these reforms without a functional, safe social safety net, first, was a failure in compassionate governance. Number two, now the rapid devaluation of the naira, has created foreign exchange nightmare, for businesses. Between late 2023 and early 2024, major multinational giants like GlaxoSmithKline, that's GSK, and Procter and Gamble, they shut down their Nigerian operations. Critics argue that they point to this as a failure to protect the industrial sector. As thousands of jobs, were lost, and the country became even more dependent on expensive imports. Number three, now, despite calling on Nigerians to fast, and endure hardship, Tinubu inaugurated 48 ministers in August 2023. This is the largest cabinet in Nigeria history. So imagine the cost of maintaining such a large political team. Number four is the issue of transparency regarding the president's personal history, academic credentials, and past financial dealings, which have created a long-standing trust lapses. Throughout 2024 and 2025, legal challenges and public debates centered on the perceived lack of openness of Tinubu. Critics argue that the administration functions as a transactional system, prioritizing political loyalty over institutional transparency. Number five, now, since Tinubu's inauguration, there have been recurring concerns regarding the president's physical health. His frequent travels for private medical visits abroad, especially during the intense economic protests of 2024 and 2025, led to accusations, that the country was being led in absentia. So critics argue that a nation in a state of emergency requires a physically present leader rather than a cabal, that is managing affairs from behind the scenes. So let me know, do you think, despite all this, and despite all what critics have been saying about the Tinubu administration, do you think it's still the best chance Nigeria has as the next president?